This episode is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any condition, nor should it be considered medical, mental health, or professional advice. Always seek the guidance of a qualified healthcare provider or professional with any questions you may have regarding your health, well-being, or specific situation. We finally made it. We're here.
And time number 2 that I was so quiet.
So quiet. Did you hold your breath again?
Yeah, I was literally like, it's coming.
You guys, this is the day. This is like Christmas for
Oh my
us.
gosh, we're so excited.
Per the usual, we're going to get to introducing our guest here in a moment.
Yeah.
But first, as always, what's the vibe?
Okay, this is gonna sound weird. Please don't get bashful by me saying this. We were talking about it this morning a little bit. My vibe is like reverent. Like I feel
Did not know where you're going to go with this.
I feel very much like I want to sit on my hands a bit and make sure that there's reverence to our guest, because our guest, we've been waiting for this for like months, and I'm so excited. We couldn't even make it through a Zoom.
No.
Literally. So I just feel very like, shh.
I don't even know what that means.
Like, shh.
Just shut it down so she can talk. She has all the wisdom.
And don't ask too many questions because I want her to answer just all the things. So I feel reverent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that's a big word for you.
Yeah.
Back in high
Word
school.
of the day, toilet paper.
Back in high school, we used to call that, ooh, you're using your SAT words.
Where I'm from, it's hooked on phonics. But
My vibe is I'm so happy we're here.
oh no.
Because I've been Monday, Tuesday, and a half of today was like head down, blinders on. I've had 3 people close to me in my life ask me if I'm okay because apparently I am very quiet. And I'm like, yeah, I'm working. I love you. Just check on me when you can. I'm working. So that's for everyone. PSA, I'm fine. I'm just very busy and I don't want to let anyone down. So my bandwidth has narrowed down. So anyway, so I'm just because today is exciting. And then I have tomorrow, which is very exciting, which is Bill Anuzio's big fundraiser event, which I'm helping run, and I've never done that before, so that should be exciting and a whole adventure. And then Friday, we've got our conference where our good friend Lily is speaking, and anyway, so it's just going to be a really
all the things.
Beautiful next couple of days.
All the things.
All right, Tiffany.
What's your vibe?
What's your vibe?
I'm super excited. It's so funny. I was jumping up and down my house like all day today.
Yes.
Like nervous, excitement, energy.
Good.
But also like a little bit like humble because there's just so many opportunities have opened up for me, my business, really within the past month.
And stupid, crazy, awesome stuff.
Really crazy, awesome stuff that just kind of, it was just blessings upon blessings, I feel like. So just a little bit of a humbled moment to just soak it all in.
I was about to say, do you feel like you're able to take it all in? Because we met, we'll get into this in a minute, but we met only a couple of months ago.
Yes.
Like it's very recent.
It's very recent.
And your visibility and it's like you exploded off of the platform. Like as soon as you had the right people in your life that are like, oh, everyone needs to know about you immediately. And
Everyone
we just shoved you into spaces. Have you been able to take all of that in? Because it's a lot of change real fast.
It's a lot of change really fast. I will say early on in my business, I was working with an amazing business coach. So shout out to Christina Fontana. She really helped me with nervous system work.
Oh, good.
So I think preparing myself for that ahead of time so you can take it in, but also so you can continue to
regulate and take
it. So you're not just hitting like a wall.
I'm going to need her cell phone after this.
So you can continue to grow and expand. That is really beginning, behind the scenes work that I think is really important. So I have been able to take it in, but also continue to stay focused, aligned, and just honestly stay on schedule.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. It's a lot of things that happen at once. And so managing a schedule is also, and I'm a mom, a wife.
Yeah,
all the
you're
things.
a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of
that
small thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of hats I wear and I love it.
Yeah, I think I know now when we ask ourselves, why aren't women running the world? Because we're tired. It's because we are doing all the most
things.
all the time, and I don't want to run the world.
For everyone else too, not just ourselves.
That's what I
but
mean.
We're also doing it for everyone else.
Everybody.
Yeah, we're basically the president of the United States.
Can you imagine?
in our
Yes. Can you
household.
imagine?
Yes.
And your business.
How much
And
more
everywhere.
we could get done if we didn't have to
If
have
I
all
had
the
a wife,
extra?
like,
I
what do
had a
you
wife
mean? All we need to do is get ourselves a wife. And I don't mean that romantically. I just mean I need a wife. I need somebody who I
You
forgot
need
to
a
put my
baddie in your corner.
I forgot to put the clothes in the dryer.
Yes.
Like I need a wife
Yeah, man
who's
would
going to be
never.
like, let's try these probably.
And maybe fold them when they get
And
out.
do you know, like,
'em out.
I only know that it's time to get groceries because I'm starving. And then I go into my fridge and I've got limes for the tequila and a bottle of wine and some leftover Chinese food. Like, I need a wife.
I don't know. That sounds kind of like a good night.
You guys need to TM that.
TM.
TM girls night. TM.
TM.
Okay, we got to remind everyone really quickly, speaking of all the things and catching up on the vibe. So you guys remember when we worked out at Warren T Fitness a couple of months ago?
Who could forget?
Who could forget we want a hot dog real bad? That's the words that will echo for eternity. We quickly realized, though, why so many women specifically love the vibe over there. It's their ladies' power hour class. Like, it's amazing. It's this gym version, basically, of like hanging out with the girls.
It's right there in the title. But also, while you're hanging out, you're also like, you feel safe, you feel supported, and also badass. I did pull-ups. Does everyone remember that?
I do. I was there eating goo because I couldn't get up. I saw you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I did feel badass.
You should have.
Yes.
All right, you guys, go check out warrantyfitness.com, or he's got a badass Instagram at Warranty Fitness to join, and also sign up for Ladies Power Hour because go do it. Like,
Yeah.
how much fun is that?
Power hour. Speaking of that, should we power cheers?
Power
cheers.
cheers.
Power
Cheers.
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 I hate the word Galentine's. It is the most awful. First of all, when was the last time I called you my gal? No. Yes. No. Yes. 72? No. Yeah.
Don't believe it.
Yes. Everyone wants to make me dinner and everyone wants to take me to Mexico. And I created a life for myself that is so fucking incredible that if you don't add to that, you don't get to be in it. One word. Not. No further question.
Not to taint your experience.
Oh, God. Did you say taint? I did. Oh, yeah. I'll get him drunk and listen to Kid Rock and he'll tell me anything.
Shower today? I hope I did. I'll be ready for this. It was at a gay strip club with a straight stripper. Definitely gonna keep my eyes closed the whole time. Anyway, thanks for asking.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Love it.
Love it.
Okay, before we get into though our like powerhouse legacy building guest, we have to remind you of another legacy builder in our life that we love and
It's
adore.
literally in her title.
I know.
Yeah.
Sarah Zisi, our good friend, who is the founder of Legacy Wealth Network and the Legacy Lounge. She's also a financial advisor.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the Legacy Lounge.
Yeah, she created a literal space designed for women to not only like feel confident and do all of our girl things, but to also learn and feel confident asking questions and figuring out what's going on right now and for the future.
Yeah. So it's not, I think that's the important part is it's not just about money. Money is important, clearly, but there's so much other than that. It's about purpose and protection and how actually you start living your legacy now, not like when we're in retirement age, because we have to start earlier than that. So
Like literally right now.
Yeah.
So if you're craving clarity about your future and the impact you want to leave, Legacy Lounge is where you go.
yeah, literally. So find her at thelegacywealthnetwork.org and you can sign up for the list and find her on Instagram
Yeah.
as well. Go
Yeah,
get her.
yeah.
Okay, speaking of hot girls,
And legacy builders.
we have our favorite today. Hi.
We are
So
excited.
our guest today is someone we both know and love. You guys have already heard us talk about her many times on the podcast. If you follow us on Instagram, you see her wearing her hot girl vest, doing her thing. She is a perimenopause pharmacist, which most of us have never heard of that phrase before. So already you're like blazing trails. You're helping women navigate this like whole season of life with evidence-based. Can't wait to talk about that. Holistic strategies that actually, I don't know, Make us feel human again.
It's science. And you know that we asked your friends some questions about you.
Yes.
So your friend Christina, who's also a pharmacist, business coach, what comes to mind when she thinks of Tiffany? Her words were kind, passionate, a go-getter, and the real deal. She also shared how you showed up at her release and rise retreat and created this amazing poster for one of the exercises. She said it brings a memory that she'll always cherish and that you bring so much heart wherever you go.
Yeah, can confirm.
Can confirm.
Okay, so one of your clients, I love this, who told us that one of the things that she loved most in working with Tiffany was that you truly listen without judgment, which in this space we know is a big deal. She said you were always responsive, encouraging. That's just who you are as a human, by the way. Like I'm reading this and I'm like, that's just Tiffany. You made the steps to her feeling so much better, actually simple. And her exact words were, she's life-changing, not just because she gives great advice, but because she herself is amazing.
Aww. Heart-centered, generous, and absolutely dedicated to helping women feel better in their bodies and their lives.
Yeah, so I think the bigger things today is this is going to be a huge episode that you guys should be sharing.
Pausing, re-listening, taking notes.
Sharing with your girlfriends. Like, this is a big deal. We are so excited to welcome Dr. Tiffany Reuter to the show.
And the world goes by.
I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Even Mike clapped. I love it. He's known you for months now. He's so excited.
We're so excited.
Okay, we actually have so much to talk about, and there's so much important stuff. We only have an hour and a minute. So
Go.
Here we go. No.
Rapid fire. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, we do want to take our time, but there's some good things here. Okay, so Tiffany, you've said this to me a few times, and I don't think this is something that most of us have heard, but when you said it, changed my life.
Yeah.
You said that men are like the sun, women are like the moon in terms of our hormone cycles.
Yes.
So first, can you break that down for us? What does that mean? Because I feel like this alone is life-changing.
Okay. So we will start very basic with our male.
We love basics.
with our male counterparts.
Yeah, please do.
And also,
We'll start
18%
simple.
of our listenership.
Yeah, listen up, 18%ers.
Listen up.
So we'll start with our male counterparts as they are a little bit more simple, but we say that they are like the sun, which just means that their hormones and body rhythms really mimic a 24-hour cycle.
Okay.
So the sun is up and it goes down 24 hours, day in and day out. Men in the morning will peak with cortisol and testosterone. This is why
So they're getting shit done.
they're getting shit done at 5 a.m.
Okay.
This is why they're killing the 5 a.m. workout.
Okay.
This is why Marky Mark invited like the 5 a.m. club where like
Yep.
guy like
I think
dudes
they
go
get up
work
at like
out.
4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. If I'm up at 4:30, there better be an emergency.
yeah.
Or going to plane. And
Yeah. I'm either going somewhere tropical or someone threw up.
It's a red eye.
Those are the only things.
That's the only reason why I
Yeah.
should be up at 4:30.
Yeah, no one else should.
But that's why they can do it because they are peaking their cortisol and testosterone early in the morning. So that is like their fuel. So they're ready to go. And they pretty much have that rhythm every single day.
Interesting.
So as they age, obviously, some of that kind of changes. But for the most part, they're pretty like steady day in and day out. Women, on the other hand, I say we're like the moon because like a menstrual cycle, we have about on average 28 days in the menstrual cycle. A moon cycle is about on average 28, 30 days. And every single day, our hormones are changing. So it is not just like men where they peak the same amount pretty much day in and day out, like clocking in day in and day out.
consistent.
Every single day they change. So we technically have like 2 main phases, but like 4 weeks in our menstrual cycle.
Okay.
So we're essentially going to call them days 1 through 7, 7 through 14, 14 or to 21, 21 to 28. Okay. We'll kind of break that down.
Something different is going on.
Going on during that time, every single day, essentially. So I know. So
I just feel very validated right
yes.
now.
I
So
know.
when you feel kind
I
of
know.
crazy on like day 9 and then by day 14 you're a little bit evened out, like that's why, because everything is happening every single day.
Okay.
So day on, we're just gonna like go.
Which is why also being friends with women is so hard because
Yes,
you
we're all
don't
in
know.
different
We're all on different things
schedules,
and
yes.
you don't know where they are
Yes.
and
awesome.
what's going on.
I know, but it's awesome when your girlfriends do know
No.
which phase they're in,
And
and
they
so they're
support
like,
you.
I'm in my luteal phase, and
Yeah.
we all know what that means. That's
Yes,
fantastic.
I love that. Also, being the moon, can we also control the tides, or is that just like a witch thing? Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
Well, I mean, I do feel like we probably, with our patterns and our rhythms, we may be a little bit more sensitive to some of that, but I haven't seen
I
a
wish
lot
we
of
could all.
I haven't seen a lot of research on
If we
that.
could all like band together, imagine what we could.
I know. And
Okay,
support
so
each other.
go through the
Anyways, so go
phases.
through the
Yes.
phases. So let's start. I'm just going to go a simple assignment. I know not every woman's menstrual cycle is 7 days. I get that. Like your bleed week is not always 7 days.
Correct.
I'm going to go by 7-day chunks.
Okay.
Just to make it easier to understand.
Okay.
Is it different if your cycle's only like 3 days, or is it different where you end up?
A little bit,
Okay.
but I'm gonna just kind of explain like generalities,
Okay.
like what's generally happening.
Okay.
But that's also why the work I do, I individualize it for the woman that's having like the 3-day period,
Right.
or for the woman that's having the 14-day period.
Hard pass.
Sweet
Yes.
Jesus.
Hard pass.
Yeah, hard pass.
Sound off in the comments. We'll send you edible arrangements. Like, I don't know what to do for you.
So yeah, if that, I know that like, so it can be challenging.
Yeah.
Not everyone's on a regular cycle, but basically, essentially, days 1 to 7 is going to be what we call like our bleed week, or day 1 of bleed.
Okay.
Is day 1 of cycle. So if
Okay.
you're tracking it, day 1 of bleed is day 1 of cycle.
Okay.
Usually, you don't feel very good days like 1 to 3.
Correct.
Usually,
Awful.
Yep.
pretty terrible because your hormones are going to be
You literally shut
pretty
all
much
the way
at like
down.
the lowest level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So days like 1 to 3, you kind of feel crappy. You're not really, you just don't want to do anything, right? Like
Yeah,
you just don't feel
correct.
well. That's because all of our hormones are pretty low. And when I talk about hormones, I'm going to talk about 3 main ones.
Okay.
Estrogen, which we have multiple estrogens, but so I'll just use estrogen as a general term. When we look at labs and stuff, we might look at estradiol as a specific one, but we won't get into
Interesting.
that.
Okay.
Testosterone. Women actually make quite a bit of testosterone.
Yeah.
And progesterone. So we're going to talk about those 3 key players
Okay.
as we go through our cycle.
Okay.
So days 1 and 3, those 3 are low.
You said something
Yeah.
on stage a month ago about one of them being Beyonce going on stage. Can you
Yes.
use that symbolism? Because that
I
was
absolutely
powerful
will. I
for
would
us.
love to do
okay,
that.
good. Thank you.
So
Okay.
days 1 to 7, days really 1 to 3, hormones are kind of low. We feel not very good because all 3 of those are low. Usually by day 4 or 5, we're kind of getting a little bit more pep in our step.
Yep.
We're kind of
Feel
coming
skinny.
out, feel skinny.
Hottest we've ever felt.
We're putting on pants with zippers again.
Absolutely.
Like we're ready to
I'm
kind
even
of
looking
start.
at a pant with a zipper.
Yeah, we're
Like-
or maybe buying them online. Like, oh, I could
Yeah,
maybe
I
wear
could
that
maybe wear
again.
that someday.
I could maybe wear that
Yep.
someday.
I see hope.
I do see hope in the near future. So this is because estrogen is going to start building, and
Okay.
so biologically, our bodies were designed to make babies, and so we are going to lead. Our body wants to make and release an egg. So we're going to lead everything up to ovulation.
Okay.
So to do that, we need to increase estrogen. So by day like 5, 6, 7, we're feeling a lot better. Estrogen's increasing, and estrogen, and then behind that, testosterone's coming too. So really, once we're past that first like day 7, so when we're at like days 8, 9, 10, we're feeling pretty hot.
Is that why we want to screw anything with eyeballs and a face, basically?
Yes,
Is
pretty
that
much.
Where's your
Yes,
mouth
yes,
go?
yes.
I'll show you.
Because our
Yeah.
testosterone is increasing. But this is also like why we do feel like Beyonce. Like this is when I'm at the PTA in my high heels and no Karen, we're not doing the bake we're not doing the bake sale. You know,
Sit down, Karen.
Sit down. We're not doing a bake sale this year. Like
Yeah.
this is when you feel your best because you have estrogen's increasing, your skin looks better. There have been
Yes.
subjective research, like it's subjective because it's opinion based, but they took the same woman all month long. So a picture of her every single day. And they asked men to evaluate her on like beauty assessment, hot.
right. Love
She
it
was
when
the
that
hottest right around ovulation. So those are your days like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right
we're
before
basically in
ovulation.
We're sending it out.
We're
right?
sending out the vibe.
We're throwing out the vibe. We're literally at the bar throwing out the vibe.
for Ken and Heat?
Yes, literally.
Pretty much.
Yes. Yes.
Because biology, we need to find a mate because we're getting ready to release an egg.
God, we're just animals, you guys.
You
We
guys.
are a little bit animals, but you do feel like, you feel like Beyonce. This is your Beyonce moment. Like
Yeah,
if you're gonna
yeah.
hot girl like vibe it,
Anything.
do it.
If
Do it
you're gonna
then.
send
Got
a
it.
nude, if you're gonna send a nude, this is when you're doing
This is when you're doing it.
If I'm going to wear my extensions, this is
This
when
is
I'm
when I'm
doing
doing
Yeah,
it.
okay, got it.
Yes.
And this is also when you're going to feel a little bit more resilient. So if you're going to have a fun, like wild night, you're not going to feel like as sick the next day. Like your body is a little bit
Interesting.
more resilient to like a later night. A little bit. And this is also when you do want to go out. Like you're going to feel more social. Like you're going to kind of want to
Like
be
I
out.
want to hang out with the moon.
I do want to hang out with a
Not
man.
be in bed before the moon even comes out.
Yeah, like you're not looking and be like, oh man, it's 8 o'clock, it's bedtime. Like you're thinking like I could still do this.
It's 8:30.
Or if you were maybe going to be on a major podcast,
You'd maybe want to try and plan it around that.
if you can.
And then we're on the same schedule.
Thank God.
Thank
I know.
God.
Yeah, exactly. So if y'all are synced together, then you guys can just take over. Yeah, that's how world domination
I'm
starts.
usually like 2 days behind you, but mine's 3 days. And so I think we end almost on the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Start feeling better
but
about the same time.
About the same time.
Yeah.
Because our voice notes change.
Oh,
based on where we are in our
cycle.
That's very interesting. I love that. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. I'd love to
we
dive
can
in.
have a whole conversation about that. But yes, keep going.
So day 14, ovulation. By then, estrogen and testosterone have peaked, and now they're going to start crashing.
Okay.
This is why sometimes right after ovulation, you kind of feel like a little bit crampy, or sometimes women have a little breakthrough bleeding
I do.
because estrogen and testosterone are kind of like,
Interesting.
see ya, we don't want to be
We
ya.
are out of here.
Yeah, like they're leaving the group chat.
Okay.
I am so annoyed at being a
And
woman.
sometimes women also, some of my clients that I've worked with, they get like almost a little depression around this time because now they've lost all their good, like feel good hormones, like the estrogen.
And they're like, remember when I
testosterone?
felt so good?
Remember when I felt so hot?
Yeah.
Yes.
What happened?
I do
Because
know that.
we're not like a dude where our memory restarts every day. Like we remember,
remember
being
the
hot.
hot times.
Yeah, I remember the hot times, and now I'm in the dark times. And how did I get here? I did not choose this.
That might happen for like day 14, 15, like maybe a day or two. It's usually very small.
Okay.
And then now, so
Don't watch
those
Grey's
first
Anatomy
2
on those
weeks.
days.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
First 2 weeks we call follicular phase. Sorry, I should have said that. So days-
follicular. Got it.
Follicular phase.
When we're
where-
hot?
Yeah, well, hot girl phase is follicular phase.
Follicular.
Got it.
Days 1
I'm
to
feeling
14.
like
Days 1 to
frolicking when
14.
I'm
Yes.
follicular.
Follicular flowers are hot, like
Frolic.
frolicking.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hot girl phase.
Hot
Next
girls.
comes luteal phase, and that is when we're going to try and build up progesterone.
Okay.
Progesterone is designed to keep the uterine lining thick and ready for implantation and to maintain a baby if we get pregnant.
Okay.
That is its role, but she also is our Netflix and chill. Like she wants us to just mellow out.
Yeah.
That's when I don't want to work out.
You don't want to work out.
I don't want to work out.
I
and
don't want to
don't
work
know
out.
why.
And we
now you
don't
know.
have a lot of motivation.
Yeah.
We really want to just like hang out on the couch. No, I don't want to go to your like boss's party with all these random people. Like you kind of want to stay in.
Yep.
You don't really want to deal with a lot of people. Karen can have her opinions at the PTA. You know what I mean? Like
You're not even
just kinda,
worried
like
about
done.
Karen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not
Done
even
fighting
worried. You're
Karen.
done.
Okay.
You're done.
Karen is-
the hot girl times have kind of left.
Okay.
But it's important from a biology standpoint because now if we did have an active life, like if we're holding child,
If we're pregnant,
we
yeah.
need to be able to be nurturing our body. We usually
Sit
also have
still.
increased hunger. Yeah, we need to be thinking about what our next steps look like.
Yeah.
But also sometimes we start putting like questions in our head, like, what did he mean by that text message?
I don't know what you mean. Yeah. That's why I don't make decisions.
Why did she look at me? Yes,
And
and
that's
that's why
in
we
that
don't make
timeframe.
decisions.
She's grounded from that. She's
Yes.
not allowed to
and
make a
that's
single
late
decision.
luteal. So progesterone's supposed to peak around day 21, roughly.
Okay.
And so like you're also maybe sleeping a little bit better. You are a little bit more tired. You're not going to want to do a 5 a.m. work. I mean, nobody wants to do a 5 a.m. workout.
literally
You're definitely
no one.
not. You're definitely
Literally
not
no
going to do it.
Although, what
You're
phase am I
not-
in where I was telling you about the sunrise this morning? Because I was very in it this morning.
No, you're still in your follicular phase.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're hot girl face.
No, but I already, okay.
Okay. But yeah. So
Yeah.
luteal phase, a little bit more tired, a little bit more sleepy, just a little bit wanting to be more withdrawn and nurturing, right?
Or
you're,
still.
like, still, yeah.
Yeah.
After progesterone peaks at day 21, if there is no fetus, then the body is going to rapidly drop progesterone, rapidly drop it so your uterine lining can shed and you start your cycle all over again. That's your period.
Okay.
During that time when progesterone is rapidly decreasing, estrogen and testosterone have already taken a back seat. this is when we get those like PMS type symptoms. So this is when
why
we're
I'm
getting like the
crying
rage.
for
This is why we're
literally
crying for
no
no
reason.
reason. This is why we're second guessing
Is the lack
every
of
little
estrogen.
text message. What?
Lack of estrogen?
So it's really the lack of progesterone. It's the rapid decrease of progesterone.
Got it.
So we keep progesterone high in case we get pregnant, but if we're not pregnant, then the body says, "Oh, okay, no need. Let's shed this uterine lining." So progesterone,
And that's emotional for us.
yes, and progesterone takes a very rapid dip.
Interesting.
In the meantime, estrogen and testosterone have already been low during this phase.
Okay. So everything is low now.
So now you're
Progesterone's like,
going
"Here it
into
comes."
a very low, and that's also then right when we lead into those first couple of days of bleed, like we feel pretty crappy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because now our progesterone's gone, estrogen's gone, testosterone's gone. Like we're just
Literally on my walk today, I just want to say like how real this was today. So on my walk, I'm appreciating the sunrise. I'm really in it, and I'm emotional about it.
She voice noted me
I
about
voice
it.
noted her about the sunrise. I was like, I'm coming up with the sun too. I'm crying. Next thing I know, turn the corner, and the way that this woman is walking is just pissing me off. And I'm like, where are you going?
It's because you haven't started your period yet.
No, and then immediately within an hour and a half, I started my period.
there it is.
And there it happened in live time. And I'm like, I started walking faster to watch her walk more so I could be more mad about it. I'm like, you're swinging your arms. Why are you doing? But it happened.
It happens.
Like,
That's real life.
it's
and
real
hour
life
by hour
happening
play
minute
out.
by minute.
Minute by minute.
And then
And
I
this-
started my period and I'm like,
Oh.
I'm shaving my legs today.
I'm wearing a skirt. Okay, so
sorry, just to wrap it up.
yes.
So that's essentially the 28th day, and then we start all over. But that is why I say we're like the moon, because
Yeah,
literally every day a little hormone, like a little more estrogen, a little more testosterone, a little less progesterone, like every single day,
yeah.
those hormones are changing a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is why we change a little bit, it seems like every single day.
So men need to just study the phases of the moon and understand how minimal the differences are from day to day, but they feel big and look big over the course of 30 days. And shut the fuck up, honestly.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what I think is fascinating, that this leads directly into, because the next, I think, natural question is, how do we live in coordinates with these cycles? So you call it cycle syncing.
Specifically with workouts and all of that stuff. Because what I hate is showing up on a day that I told myself, my calendar, my schedule, everything says work out, and I literally don't want to.
You just can't.
I'm literally laying there on the floor looking at putting on my shoes. Like just, and I hate being like, you need to get it together and you need to do this and you need, the grind of it all.
Well, and I think there's a shame
it's a man
spiral.
grind.
There is.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
man
is.
grind
It
at
is.
5
It is a
a.m.
man
It is a
grind,
man.
and therefore it becomes, for me, I won't speak for everyone, but it might be true, it becomes a shame spiral
Yes,
for me because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes. Why can't you get it together?
What the
Why
fuck
can't
is
you
wrong
do
with
it?
you?
They
Yes.
can do it.
Everybody else is getting up at 5:30 and crushing their workouts.
Yeah.
Why can't I?
Why can't I?
Or
And today, why can't I even? I do not care if I gained 600 pounds right now. I can't do
done.
it.
You can't
Yeah.
do it. I agree. I think we put so much external pressure on ourselves because of that. Because we had a checkbox of like, I'm going to crush this workout today. We set an unrealistic expectation for ourselves. I remember when my husband and I used to go running a lot. And like there were just sometimes I just could not keep up with him. I was just so
You feel
tired.
like you're running in slow motion.
I felt like cement on my feet. But other days it was fine. Like we could go extra miles and like I had no problem. And it wasn't until I really discovered our cycles, our rhythms, our cycle syncing, that's like, oh, okay, you just need to give yourself more grace.
Okay, so talk to us about what we should be doing within the
Like, what should that look like?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the follicular phase, when we're hot girl phase, right?
So can we call that day 1 through 14? Or
Essentially, I would just call them day 1 through 14.
Basically, after
Day-
your period's done.
Kind
No,
of after your
period.
period, or when you're after done feeling crappy in your period,
Yeah.
right? Day 3 and 4, not like
Okay, so we could say
usually
day
still not-
6 to 14.
Yeah, or 5. By then.
That's where I'm at right now.
And I feel like we start to line up there. Because I'll have my period for 2 days and then I'm like,
She's
in it.
super short. I'm 5 days.
Yeah.
So even though she starts later,
And
we
you
end
still
together.
Kind of finish that pattern
but
together.
I feel it early.
She feels it with me.
I feel it early.
Okay, yeah.
So that phase is longer for me
sure.
than that. We have to put a pin in this, but we did say we needed to ask her about why our symptoms are different every time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. But go back to this
Sure.
and remember that.
So
pin.
follicular phase, because we're building estrogen and testosterone, estrogen especially is very sensitive to a lot of blood sugar spikes. So we really, from a nutrition standpoint, we really want to keep really steady blood sugars.
Interesting.
But this is
in our hot girl phase.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's I can handle that.
So just being cautious about like making sure you have plenty of protein, healthy fats, fiber, those things. We really want like nice steady blood sugars.
So be hot and eat hot.
Be hot, eat hot.
Eat hot. Right? Eat like a hot girl.
I haven't really done it myself or with my clients, but if you were to dabble in fasting or extended fasting, you would want to do it during this time.
Interesting.
Okay.
Because your body's going to be a little bit more resilient to that. What I have found with my middle-aged women, because cortisol's all off, because hormones are all off, that is not a time for me to introduce a stress like extended fasting. It's just not an appropriate time for that.
Okay.
But for some women that are able to do that, if it's successful for them, I would honestly probably refer you to someone that specializes in fasting.
doing it?
But that would be a time that you would be able to dabble in fasting.
Okay.
Not right before ovulation, because you really want to keep those hormones nice and like strong and good. But maybe around like day 8, 9, 10, you could probably consider doing some fasting if that's something you wanted to look into.
Okay.
Again, I would just highly encourage you to like do research, talk to an expert, kind of look into it, because
But fasting
can-
because why? Why
Just
would I want to fast?
there have been some signs showing like fasting can help with like brain, it can help with mood, it can help support a digestive responses.
Interesting. Okay.
So there are some benefits. They have this thing called autophagy, which just means clearing out old dead cells, like almost like a detox idea. So fasting has a lot of benefits, but it has to be, it's very nuanced for women because we want to continue to support our hormones. We don't want to introduce too much stress from a cortisol standpoint. And so we just really, if you're going to do that, I would highly recommend like working with an expert, working with someone who's trained in fasting.
Okay.
Don't just follow a male pattern of fasting.
I was about to say, it's
that's
so-
why like fasting works really well for men. But
That's why
it
they
can
lose
kind
weight
of
so
get, and they can,
fast.
why they lose weight so fast, and why they can also do it like day after day after day. But for us, we really should not be fasting extendedly day after day after
It's
day.
interesting that you just bring like stress, like just when we stress our bodies out, what our body responds with is so different.
Because remember, at the end of the day, we're doing everything to continue creation.
Yeah.
Right. So we will shut things down,
Yeah.
or we will store fat. Like we will do everything.
But
Literally.
it kind of blows my mind, though. I forget that
Like,
literally
that's
our
our
bodies
gift.
are literally created to
Created
create.
do that.
Yes.
And so it's almost like, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that almost like a default in our bodies of
to always like correct to that.
because we're kind of made to create another human being. Is that our body's way of like making sure that we're in good standing to do that to some capacity?
To some capacity, it will, because it will compensate the way it needs to ensure.
Yeah, but that blows
That
my
blows
mind.
my
Yes.
mind.
So especially for like
They were not talking about this on Bill Nye.
No.
there weren't.
They
Or
literally were
my
not.
fifth grade sex education class.
Yes.
Or
No.
Beekman's
Yeah.
World,
No.
or Bob the Builder, name it. I don't know. Rocket power.
So from a
Kim
nutrition
Possible.
standpoint, steady blood sugars during follicular phase, and then
Okay.
also from weight, like exercise standpoint, this is where if you want
Lift,
if you
do
want a
your
PR,
things.
get a PR.
Like this is when
This
you
is
do
when
it.
you can do it, because you're going to have a little bit more resiliency. The estrogen, testosterone are working in your favor, so you can lift a lot heavier. You can run a little bit further if you're a runner. Like this is when you can probably start hitting some of those like PRs if that's like a goal for you. In general, I always want my women kind of lifting in general because it helps with bone health. But this is when you can do less rep, more weight. So this is when you can really kind of put on some weights.
Okay.
Maybe you're in a rep range of like 6 to 8 because you're really adding on some weight, and you're really going to challenge yourself. And you're in a phase where like you're going to feel good after that challenge, as opposed to like,
Yep.
I don't want to do it.
Yep.
And then you do it and you still kind of resent yourself for doing it.
I still only
You
do
still
it
only
like,
do- like,
yeah,
I don't want to do it, and I still can't believe I did that.
I'm here against my will.
Yeah, exactly.
And it shows.
And you will. You'll have a little bit more motivation. You're gonna want to maybe go to the gym. You're maybe gonna want to try a new spin class. You're gonna want to.
It's almost like
More
take
open.
advantage of that.
Chemistry
Yeah,
in
take
your
advantage of that.
brain.
This is also a great time like marketing or if you're running a business, like this is when you're gonna like batch produce a lot of content because your brain is just firing you are ready to like make that because you're feeling hot, right? You're gonna make that real. Hello, my skin
But it's
looks
interesting
fab. Like,
when we
you're
talk,
gonna
when
be
we think
ready
about
to
planning
do
our
that.
business. You know how obsessed I am with schedule. It's like the
Yes.
only thing that.
Yes.
But to think about your schedule in those ways where you're
Yes.
like, I'm gonna save. Like for me, I'm like, I'm gonna save my trainings and I'm gonna put them in that week.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Or
Yes.
I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I was
Yeah, you're
so
gonna
excited
feel
to understand.
more productive
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah.
You're gonna have probably more new ideas because the testosterone does help with
Or
mental
just like
clarity.
fire
You're just gonna
differently.
fire a lot differently.
Yeah.
This is a great time for networking because you're gonna feel hot.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great time for like taking on new challenges, things like that, because you're just in a better phase.
You're not having to
So-
force yourself.
You're not having to force
Or
yourself. You
rely
already
on
have
your-
the motivate. Like you have an
right.
internal drive
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is going to be
Yeah.
about productivity. And so it's going to be, and it's honestly, it's going to feel easier. It's going to feel more aligned.
No, I know
Yeah.
exactly
because
how
you
that
do
Or
have
natural.
the energy. Yeah.
or natural when you're just
Yeah.
having one of those days that you're just like,
No, I know.
Yeah.
I distinctly know it.
Know
when
it,
when I'm in
yeah.
there. 'Cause I'm like, I'm
You feel
unstoppable.
like, have you seen that? Was it Limitless with
Yes.
Bradley Cooper? And
Yes.
he's like learning, like, yes, there are some days I feel like that too, where it's just like, I'm just getting so
I
much
am
done.
The president of the United States. But okay, so then what happens next?
Then it's ovulation, and now we're going into luteal phase, where progesterone is the princess. We gotta support her. She does not like
She's
stress.
so tired.
She really
She's-
doesn't.
If cortisol
has the
goes
ick.
high, progesterone will go low,
Okay.
and she will peace out. And then
Okay.
you'll be really full of rage, and you won't be very happy, and you won't be very calm. Because
Yeah.
progesterone is really our calm.
So the way we hold on to that is keeping stress low.
So it's keeping stress low, but you need to trying to anticipate that. So, like there's they always talk good stress, bad stress, but it's really this is when you need to have those stress management techniques coming in. So this is when
And
you
is
need to
this
give yourself like
day
more space.
14 to
I would say like 15, like pretty much 15 until bleed.
Okay. I just want to put like a date to it.
Yeah. So day like up to roughly day 14 is up to ovulation, follicular phase. Starting day 15, we're going to be in luteal phase until
But I
bleed.
bet it's the time, you know how you have those weeks where you're like, I literally handled this all last week.
Exactly.
And now I feel like I'm drowning.
We have set a standard for ourselves, an expectation based on like Hot Girl Week that we cannot live up to
That it's
the week
sustainable.
after.
She literally,
Yes, it's not.
she literally made plans that I can't do.
Yes.
Luteal just doesn't want to.
I can't do it. We always call it like introvert or extrovert.
But,
like
yeah.
extrovert Billy Joe wrote checks that introvert Billy Joe cannot cash.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yes.
Yes, follicular. So trying to plan, if you can, you would plan more social events during follicular phase,
Okay.
less schedule, more time for you, and more just general grace. So if you're not going to hit the 5 a.m. workout, which no one's going to do that anyways, but this is when you're going to want to do like more walks in nature, maybe a little bit more solitude. If you're like a journal person, you might want to do some more journal. If you're into like prayer, Bible reading, whatever.
Interesting.
This
Yeah.
is because
Yoga?
this is really
Is this
yoga.
yoga
This is going to be
time?
yoga
Okay.
time.
More
Pilates time.
introspective,
A
feels
little more
like.
introspective,
Okay.
more
Quiet.
nurturing. Sauna can be really great during this time as well. But if you are lifting, you can still lift. So this isn't just a hall pass to be like, oh, I'm done exercising forever. You can still lift, but now we're looking like a lot more reps, less weight. So you're going to be repping like maybe 10 or 12 reps, a little less weight.
Okay.
And then we're maybe also going to potentially modify it so you're not doing as long of a workout
Or
either.
doing a
We're
weighted
doing-
yoga or a weighted
a
Pilates
weighted
class.
Pilates class. Something and also if you feel comfortable, right? Some people don't want to be in a group or a crowd during this time. So maybe you're doing something on YouTube, or maybe you're
Yeah.
going for a walk by yourself.
Yeah.
If you are going to the gym, maybe you're not spinning like, a lot of people like do like a rotated set. So maybe you're just going to do, I'm just going to do a little bit of like bicep and tricep. And then some legs, I'm going to call it good. And then I'm going to watch.
It's almost like
you're giving yourself permission.
Yeah, and I was gonna
adjust.
say-
Or planning ahead of
You're-
it
yeah,
too.
So you are. You're
right?
anticipating what's going to happen, and you're making a new schedule.
Yes.
Not because it's the 28th of September or whatever. It's because you're luteal phase and you know that you're going to need to give yourself more grace and more space.
But also the way we schedule our calls, the way we
I
schedule
know.
meetings,
Yeah, don't.
the way we schedule events,
You are not-
the way we do those things.
Yes, all those social events, all
And
those
I-
things.
I always am like with clients, I'm like, go all the way to the finish line and then like, let's work backwards. And if we just do that every month with ourselves in the way because what feels worse is putting together a schedule that you then have to cancel and can't live up to.
Or-
that feels
right.
terrible.
It
That
does.
feels worse than being like, I'm leaving at noon on Friday.
Yeah.
So that's in my schedule.
Yeah.
Like, and really leaning into that.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And giving yourself the permission and the grace. But the biggest part with the cycle syncing and what I work with my clients when we're cycle syncing is so we can anticipate these things.
Yeah.
Right? So now you know.
Get ahead of it.
Get ahead of it. I'm not going to book all these client calls during this time because I am not.
Yeah.
You do not want to talk.
I'm
to
not
me.
my best me.
Like, I'm not my best me.
So then on our bleed week,
Yeah.
shark week, whatever your
Whatever.
colloquial
whatever you want to
term
call
you
it.
want to
No,
use.
not it.
Yeah. But like,
Follicular.
no, colloquial term. Colloquial term,
Yes.
like shark
There's
week.
another SAT word.
Yeah, SAT
Another
words.
SAT word.
Us
of it.
Kansas girls.
Yes. Of course. Hello.
Of course. Hello. But what do we do during that?
So that time, really, those first few days, you feel terrible. So
Yeah.
you're just going to feel terrible, but anticipate that. So don't go signing yourself up to go run like a 10K if you can barely get your sweatpants off you or get out of your bed.
What do you do
So-
if your birthday is then?
Then
You just cry through
you
it.
just
That's what I've
cry,
done
just
year after
cry
year.
through it. Yes.
One time it was like 3 years in a row. My
You make it a moomoo themed birthday party,
I
so everyone
love
shows
that.
up in a moomoo.
Everyone bring cake. Here are the 7 different types
on their
of
period on my birthday, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned, we're eating mini corn dogs.
We're eating, and Dino Nuggets.
Oh my God, by the way, Trevor had Dino Nuggets for the very first time on Saturday ever in his 40 years of life.
Congratulations. He's a hot girl now.
Officially.
Okay, let's
Sorry, so-
pivot. Do you feel good about
I
that?
feel good. What do you guys?
I feel-
Anything else I can answer with that?
No, I mean,
Oh, and nutrition wise, you will feel more hungry, and this is the time we lean into complex carbohydrates.
okay,
So, like,
because they
help fuel like hormones
Everything?
and everything. And I'm not saying
So
you
we're
need to
eating
restrict.
pasta.
Well, like complex sweet potatoes.
Tiffany's like,
I'm sorry, baked potato.
I mean, we still want steady blood sugars. We still don't want to go too crazy with it. But nutrition wise, we do want to make sure we're introducing like whole oats, chia, flat. Like there's also a whole like
Interesting.
seed cycling thing we can get into later.
Okay.
But different seeds can support
I've
the
been
different
doing
phases.
the chia seeds and hemp hearts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
It's good. And like flax, like some
Yeah.
of those whole grains are
Yeah.
great. Complex carbohydrate, like sweet potato. I love like sweet potatoes as long as they're
just
not
give me
too
a list.
fried.
That's how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Just give me a checklist.
And
Tiffany.
honestly,
I'll
I'd
do
like
it.
a list for each phase.
Yes.
Oh my God. A list for each phase.
Me
So
too.
that I know when I can eat the things that I really actually want to eat. When do I have nachos?
Can you-
what
have
phase
nachos.
is
Can you
that?
give us a cycle syncing girl dinner?
Yes.
Because
Ooh,
honestly, that's what needs to happen.
What do we have
We
for
could
girl
do that.
dinner during this phase?
Correct.
Yeah,
That's actually like
absolutely.
helping
We're
and help
totally
says.
going to do that.
Yeah.
Put a TM on it. We're doing
Yeah.
it.
TM.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move into hormone testing because I do
Yes.
feel like we know nothing,
We know
Jon
nothing.
Snow, about this, but we hear it everywhere. It is
Yeah.
such a buzzword. Oh, get your hormones tested. Oh, get your hormones tested. You said something really interesting on stage a few weeks ago when you got the question asked about hormone testing,
Yes.
and you're like, "Well, when do you start? When do you start?"
And who do you ask?
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's start there.
Yeah.
When do you think we should actually start hormone testing? Most of us assume it's when we start feeling like shit. But
Yeah.
you have a very different
have
thought on
no
I have
that.
a
answer.
different answer.
Yeah.
So really, honestly, if you are in your 20s, start hormone testing because at some point you might want a family. And we are looking at fertility at this point,
Yeah.
right? This is when your hormones are also like really freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You were in your 20s, like
They are Beyonce
you
at
wanna
this
look
point.
in your Beyonce era.
Yeah, be in your Beyonce
Be
era
in
and
there.
have good hormones. Cycle sync, schedule it.
Yep.
Like lean into all the feminine in your 20s because girl,
I
your hormones are
I
gonna
wish
change.
I knew that.
God, I wish I knew
wish
that.
I knew that too.
Yeah.
So like things I would have done in the past, I would have absolutely leaned into like syncing, aligning everything around my cycle, because this is when your hormones are just like awesome and really
And
great.
you could
But
train your body with a lot of that.
Yes. And so I would say probably somewhere late 20s, you would maybe want to start just thinking about general panels in general. So not only from like at some point, if you ever want kids, we would maybe want to start looking just to make sure like inside, because you might not feel high cholesterol.
Sure.
You might not feel high blood pressure.
Yeah.
You might not feel those things, but we want to make sure that like your body is geared up and ready in case you want to have a family at some point. This is also a great time then to look at hormones as well. You can test hormones through blood panel. Sometimes it's not a full hormone panel, but your OB-GYN will probably look at some of your hormones through blood draw.
Okay.
Or they can. And I would recommend at least starting early, like late 20s, just to kind of get a level playing field.
Yeah.
And then one thing I mentioned at the YGC Collective was really by the time you're 35, you should really be doing yearly labs, because what we really want to see
seriously,
yearly, because what has happened and what I have seen, not only do we want a good baseline, right? So we want to see like, what is you at your healthiest? What does that look like on a lab scale? Because when you think about it, some scales are very large. So like thyroid, it's like 0.5 all the way up to 5.
Wow.
But optimal isn't always there. And what is your healthy thyroid, like when you feel your most healthiest, when you have the healthiest level, what does that look like? Because in 2 years, if it shifts slightly, it may still be normal.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's in a normal range.
But not for you.
But not for you, because now it's shifted. Same thing with like your cholesterol. A lot of times women, their cholesterol and blood sugars change before their hormones. And you can start looking at that early on, but you do need to get yearly labs.
Okay. And who is that through?
So
like,
it kind of depends. It kind of depends. So OB-GYNs might not always do the full panel of like thyroid, cholesterol, all of that.
Yeah.
They will probably do some hormone testing. Some just say it's not worth it. They don't do anything with the information. So it's really kind of honestly having those conversations with your provider.
Okay.
A lot of PCPs will do like a general physical when you go in for like an annual physical. They will probably order general labs for you. So if you're wanting to look at a thyroid screen, if you're wanting to get your cholesterol checked, if you want to look at blood sugar levels, there shouldn't be a reason why you couldn't just get general screening done and get those numbers.
Do you have a list that we could put out about, because I do think that there are women that go in and say, here's what I'm feeling. I'd like you to check things.
Yeah.
But they miss a box, or they don't know to check for it, or like my biggest concern is that we don't know how to even advocate for ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah, or exactly what to ask for. It feels like you have to ask very specifically for them to respond to you and do what you need them to do.
Yes.
Also, I'm going to be real frank. I don't trust MDs to also tell me anything about that lab panel. Quite
Unless
frankly.
I ask directly. And for this direct number, I want to know this and this and this. Otherwise, they'll know, but it doesn't trigger them to do anything.
I think, too, it's not as common to have maybe a client like asking or a patient asking for labs. So it's maybe like a little bit out of their, like they're not usually doing it unless if an issue comes up. I agree that a lot of times.
Like it's new for them.
It's new for them. And I think.
But they're also not trained on it.
We know how we talked about like normal ranges. If it's in a normal range, it may not alert them.
Because
you're looking at the outliers, but that doesn't mean it's optimal.
Yeah.
So there is a whole new scope of practitioners called functional medicine practitioners.
Yep.
A good friend of mine is a functional medicine pharmacist. Dr. Rowley, that was on the YGC Collective. She's a functional medicine practitioner. They're going to really evaluate those nuanced changes in your labs.
So functional medicine is like
kind of the one that's going to be root cause and really look at those deep dives. I will offer, if you have labs during our consultation, I will absolutely look at your labs.
Okay.
If you have them, even if you're like, well, it's just my cholesterol, I'll look at it. Let's take a look, because you never know what you might find.
Yep.
And especially now when we're talking about labs, if you're getting yearly labs, then like that's a lot of data I can look at.
Sure.
So I can be like, oh my gosh, in 3 years, this went from this to this. Sure,
So
it's in a
even
normal
if
range,
but
it's a big change for you.
even if you've never looked through your 20s and 30s and you're in your early 40s,
Yes.
like start doing it
Start
every
doing
year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a general panel.
Just to see.
Just to start looking for like small changes. Because that is important to make sure that, and that's why I like them if you're able to get them early on, because then we can really look at like what was the baseline, like I said, when you were your healthiest. Okay, 10 years later, when you're feeling like you're on fire, what has shifted?
Yeah.
Can I ask a technical question? For functional medicine, do most people, because this is what sucks about health insurance in America, like no offense, but do we have to get a referral? Like, do you have to get, like, how does that operate?
Usually, most functional medicine practitioners don't take insurance because the services that they provide are really not billable to insurance.
Okay.
They will spend maybe an hour with you when your primary care spends, 10 minutes?
And they only ask very
small questions.
Do you know what happened even down to like a small scale with Louis? Like I took him to the vet and the vet asked me questions that most mini schnauzers are like prone to that have like high fatty diets. He didn't ask me anything about Louis' diet. He didn't ask me anything about, and then he gave this like diagnosis and then I took him back to his regular vet and they were like, yeah, no, people only know to ask the most answered questions.
Right.
They don't actually know how to ask questions that they might not know the answer to, or they might not understand what the answer means. They only ask questions to like the most answered questions. Like
And
it's crazy.
I have two very good friends that are functional med practitioners. So I've been in their world for over 10 years now. And what's so interesting about them versus MDs is that they are literally trained to understand how these panels, what's happening within, functionally,
and
root cause, and how it's affecting everything else. One of the things that I know you and I talked about early on when we met was, and something that my girlfriend who's the functional med doc, she's like, one of the things that I also want to make sure you test for when you're ready for that, she's like, it's not just hormones, but where your vitamin levels at. Sometimes vitamin levels can affect, and it feels like hormones, but it may not be the only cause of what you're feeling.
Or
and
maybe your hormones
alone,
responding to a deficiency here.
Correct. So anyway, so that was, I think to me, it's like MDs aren't trained to see and look at our bodies that way, where functional med practitioners typically are. And at this point in my life, like, Jesus, don't skip over that. Like, I need you to tell me everything that's happening.
So I think that's my biggest thing is what do we ask for? Because they're not going to tell us anything we don't ask for.
So your primary care doctors, OB-GYNs, they will probably do more basic labs because it's also essentially what's covered under insurance or what maybe I mean, again, I'm not in the MD world, so I don't know like the diagnosing codes and some of that. I know that goes into play. I do know that with my clients, I'm able to use a third-party company to order some hormone testing labs, and that usually is either urine or saliva, so it's not blood draw to look at your hormones. But I will typically look at I like to look at hormone panels, the nutrient depletion, that kind of stuff. I would probably refer you to a nutritionist or to a functional medicine provider, just so I can get someone that's very specifically trained in that. Do I think that every female should be on vitamin D with K2? Absolutely. Do I think every female should be taking a specific form of magnesium at bedtime? Absolutely.
What is that magnesium form?
So I personally like magnesium L-threonate because it helps me with sleep.
That's what I would like help with.
Can I inject that straight into my veins?
Eyeballs. Does it close my eyes immediately? But it also probably, what I've heard about people who get on magnesium is that it also changes the way you wake up.
Potentially. I mean,
like when you sleep well, it changes.
I mean, I personally haven't noticed like differences in my wake cycle. I was using magnesium biglycinate or bisglycinate. Some people say it differently. That is maybe a little bit more for like muscle, right? So when women get like restless legs or the twitchy
That's
kind
what
of,
I've been getting,
it can help with that. It can still help support sleep. But I found like the magnesium L-threonate form helped me have better, deeper sleep personally. And so that's why I switched. The bisglycinate, I still know women that do get good sleep on that. So those
it
are
really
the forms.
is your body.
It is your body. And you're still, and it's absorbable form of magnesium to, just because a lot of our food is nutrient depleted. So, that being said, so those are things that like I would probably, most of my clients I recommend. We talk about the different supplements that they should probably be on. And a lot of that is individualized too. So we're, maybe needing to add in fiber, a probiotic, digestive enzyme, like just kind of depending on the situation, we may add some different supplements, but that usually is individualized. Vitamin D plus K2, definitely need that. Magnesium, definitely need that. Like every woman, I feel like needs to be on that. So,
Okay.
PSA.
PSA.
TM.
I realized something
Yeah.
in all of these conversations that we have not talked about. So I'm just going to bring it up now, which is we've talked about cycles. We've talked about all these normal cycles, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about what's actually happening in perimenopause.
We have not.
Oh, yeah.
So about that.
Yeah. So circle back.
Circle back.
Sorry.
Circle
Pause.
back.
Sorry.
We're still here.
Still here.
Perimenopause, wild hormone fluctuations. So again, we're trying to prepare that body for an egg to be released. But as we get older, our ovaries are not releasing eggs. So that means we're not having the same estrogen peaks like we used to. Typically what we see is estrogen is like up and down. Like she turns into like a weird Dr. Seuss book. Because
Bless her
she's
heart.
here.
One
she's
fish,
there.
two fish, red fish, blue
like
fish.
she's over there.
Yeah.
She's not
Well, she
here.
doesn't know. She's not doing her
doesn't wanna
job anymore.
She doesn't want to
Doesn't-
eat eggs and ham
Ham.
up here, but she would love to have him over here.
She is all over.
That
the
feels
With a fox
accurate.
and a lox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why you feel a little bit all over the place.
Because we're literally crazy.
Because you're literally those hormones are shifting. And we can also get to the other question about the brain changes.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Because
I think that's on
and
there
that
too.
will be a
Yeah.
good
Because
we can
what is
talk about that.
what is hard as a woman, the same way that we know something's happening in our body, but we don't know how to ask the question the right way to a doctor to get them to tell us the actual answer that we want. I feel like that I'm going through it currently. I know you went through it at 39 too, where I literally feel different.
Yes.
And I'll be in places or where I feel different.
Yeah.
I just feel different. And I don't know how to.
But not feel different, but you're also like making decisions
I
differently.
make decisions different.
Yes.
I weigh
It's-
things out different. Like I spend time with different people.
Yeah, it's
like
a literal
I've had a
shift.
big shift in my life with who I'm allowing in and who I'm not.
Yeah.
And that feels different. Like it just
Right.
feels. They say that like our generation, our age, that we're the most nostalgic generation because we grew up in the middle of technology.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But we also remember what it was like without it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about being 39.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I know what it was like on the other side and I will reminisce about who I was then.
Right.
But I'm also very clearly not there. And I also don't know why or when or what's going to happen next.
And
And I think that goes well.
Yeah,
with
because
the
we joke about the
perimenopause.
chemical change, but we don't know if that shit is true. So
Yeah.
anyway,
We
Tiffany,
made it
tell
up.
us.
And yeah, so with perimenopause, the changing in estrogen. And so if estrogen doesn't, like if we don't have the right estrogen amount or we're not producing an egg, then progesterone is out. Like she's ghosting us because we have no egg to support.
Oh,
We have no uterine
control.
lining.
How does birth control factor into that?
So birth,
Because
yes.
if you I'm going to use myself as an example. I have very intense ocular migraines.
okay, yeah.
And so the only birth control I was ever allowed to be on was progesterone only.
Uh-huh.
But in the last year, almost it'll be a year in December, I stopped doing that, taking birth control altogether.
Yeah.
So that also changes. But how does birth control change, especially when it's hormonal and not like a copper IUD?
Sure.
All those things.
So birth control is synthetic hormones. So they're not bioidentical. They're not identical to what your body produces. Your birth control is essentially designed to just tone down and pretty much eliminate your natural hormone production. So you're not going to
So is it really bad for us that we're being on it since we're 15 and 16?
If you are using it, if you truly need a contraceptive and you do not want to get pregnant, I don't see a problem with birth control. If you are having hormonal issues because of perimenopause or because of maybe like migraine, if you're having some hormonal issues, I feel like birth control is a Band-Aid. And we're not getting the root cause and we're not really addressing it. We're addressing it with synthetic hormones, which what you said about the progesterone, it's not progesterone, it's progestin. And progestins synthetically actually look more like androgens, like testosterone. That's why sometimes we get a little bit bloaty.
Interesting.
And this is why we sometimes get a little bit more acne. This is why we have, so because chemically that's what they look like. And they're binding to a receptor. But they are not binding to that receptor in your body the same way progesterone,
Interesting.
the way that estradiol would bind.
I wonder if that's what. So
the downstream
quitting that
effects are different.
So when I stop, let's say I've been doing that for over a decade, right?
yes.
At least.
Well, I was a late bloomer, so
Okay.
no judgment.
It's
So
a judgment-free space.
yeah, judgment.
It is.
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
So, but over a decade, and then over the last year, because I heard somewhere that women can literally have a husband and get off birth control and have their whole like attraction change
Yeah.
because of the way your hormones are operating.
Yeah.
So in my 39 quest for real partnership,
Right.
I'm like, I want to meet this person
natural.
natural.
All natural.
All natural.
Natural, yes.
Except for not deodorant. Like I do not believe in natural
will be
deodorant.
deodorizing.
I will be deodorizing. I will be wearing chemically enhanced deodorant.
I will be wearing that aluminum
Don't care
right
about
now.
it. Yeah, put
Put
it on me under my armpits.
Same.
So, but what does that look like? Like when women do go off birth control and when we do go off synthetic hormones, or how does our body adjust to having synthetic hormones in there in the first place?
It takes It takes a few months.
Yeah.
And I will tell my own personal story. I had baby number 2. It was the middle of pandemic, and that's when I thought I should go off birth control.
Oh,
Sounds
Great idea.
super fun.
Sounds like a sound
Should we
idea.
also send your husband an edible arrangement?
We might need one. And I was hormonally depleted because I had 2 babies pretty close together. I was nutrient depleted, which I hadn't known about that. I mean, I didn't know I was hormonally depleted. I didn't know
You
I
were
was
just
nutrient.
depleted 'cause
I
it
was
was
just
COVID.
depleted. It was COVID. It
was all the
and I
things,
decided
yeah.
to get off birth control, which was suppressing all my hormones naturally. Got off birth control. And because I had 2 kids, like I just didn't know that. I mean, that's not something we really talk about. It's not really discussed in pharmacy school. Nutrient depletion, postpartum nutrient depletion. It's never discussed. So
They're barely discussing postpartum, and it's usually only
Yeah,
after
and
women
it's
have
definitely-
committed crimes.
yeah,
Like, that's usually the only time it even comes up. They're like,
exactly.
she went crazy.
She went crazy, and this happened.
Yeah,
So,
but women have it all the time.
And a lot of that is probably nutrient depleted because
Interesting.
you were taking care of this thing that was living off of you for 9 months or 10 months. You know, so.
I'd like another thank you,
I did get
even
off-
though I've never birthed one. Like just for being a woman,
Camaraderie.
you're welcome. Yes.
But yeah, so I was hormonally depleted. I was in a pretty dark space, and I remember my OB-GYN because I knew that I probably needed like bioidentical hormones to help me through this like.
Is that
phase.
something that you can get prescribed?
Yeah, so like I probably
Interesting.
needed just some progesterone, bioidentical progesterone.
How do women know if
Prescribed.
they need that, and how do they get it prescribed?
They don't always know, but that's where like
You knew
people like
because
I knew.
Call
because it
Dr.
was-
Tiffany.
Yeah. I knew because I
Jesus.
was in the hormone space
Yeah.
and I realized, oh, I probably need something to get me through because I'm, like I'm not like I
Yeah,
knew all
yeah.
the symptoms that progesterone provides.
you knew the triggers.
Yeah. And so I go and talk to my OB-GYN and she hands me a prescription for an antidepressant.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Tiffany.
Yeah. And that's when I was
didn't even think about how much that's probably done over and over and over again.
all the time. So instead of getting progesterone, which is probably what I needed to get me through this like hormonal depletion, and for a few minutes I got handed an antidepressant, which side note, antidepressants also
Are overprescribed.
well, and like a side effect is low libido. So like, I mean, it
Yeah.
affects and weight gain. Antidepressant side effect is weight gain. It's low
Yeah.
libido. Like there's a lot of
Not
side
great.
effects. It's not great.
And your progesterone is already pieced out.
I've
So
already
that-
pieced out. I'm
how
already
does
stressed.
that-
I'm already anxious.
How
It's
does
the middle
that
of a
even
pandemic.
solve any of it?
And well, I didn't take it because I knew it wasn't going to solve
I
any.
mean, just the math of it is
Yeah.
mind blowing.
It's mind blowing. So it took about 3 months, I would say, before I felt like I was finally getting like normal rhythm cycles, hormones back online. In perimenopause, it's very tough because each month can be different. Sometimes you do have a really good ovulation, estrogen, progesterone, everything's firing the way it's supposed
Is
to.
that why your symptoms are sometimes
Sometimes-
different?
yes,
Like sometimes
yes.
I'm very bloated,
And
sometimes
sometimes
I'm not at
not-
all.
yes.
Sometimes my boobs, if you touch
Hurt.
them, I will cry. And sometimes I
It's
don't
just
even
fine.
notice
Easy
it.
breezy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that is
Yeah.
perimenopause. It's those wild hormone fluctuations,
Yeah.
but it's all downstream. So if
that's
estrogen
good
is
to know.
yeah, so if estrogen
Am I the
isn't
big mouth
peaking
Billy
or
Bass?
testosterone,
Like,
yes.
Jesus.
It's and
Take
it's
me to the
tough.
river.
It is so tough because you're going like each month can be a little bit a different challenge.
I know it is.
And it is. And so that's why I do like cycles, just so we can start predicting when you probably would be ovulating. What are we doing to support estrogen? what are we doing to support testosterone? And then what are we doing to support progesterone in that luteal phase?
Can we ask that question? I feel like women, especially our age, are talking a lot about things like cortisol and getting prescribed testosterone.
Yeah.
When do you think women actually should be having those conversations?
I think you should try and go as long as you can without hormone therapy until you're pretty well, like almost menopausal, when you really aren't having like cycles. Because I'm an advocate for bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, not synthetic. So we are talking literally giving you an estradiol patch or cream because you're no longer producing estradiol.
Okay.
Right? We're talking about giving you a testosterone
Patch, cream.
because you're no longer producing testosterone. And then we give you progesterone, not a progestin, like not a birth control, but progesterone because you're no longer producing progesterone. Okay. And a lot of that's for longevity. So after perimenopause, when you hit menopause is 12 months, no cycle.
Okay.
12 consecutive months, no periods for 12 months.
Did you almost say sons?
Did I say sons? 12
moons.
12 moons.
12 moons. This is why women are witches.
Yes.
Like, that's why I was like, can we also control the tides? I'd just like to know.
We probably can.
We can do a lot of things.
We can do a lot of things.
I think we are Jean Grey. Like, I think like Jean Grey is like built around what women are actually capable of.
Yeah, she's the limitless.
If they gave us limitless, but we are women, that's what would happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I want you
I'd like to thank you for not taking that.
No, I want you to finish up this conversation because I do want to. We're short on time, so we're not going to get to everything today. That's okay. We've secretly not told Tiffany yet that she's coming back often.
Every 5th week.
So there's more to come, but I do want to give you your 5-minute rant.
Sure.
Finish with this and we'll move
finish
forward.
with this. So as estrogen is going offline, as progesterone is going offline, it really affects our biochemistry and our neurochemistry. So we have
so validating.
I know.
reset. So progesterone, testosterone, and estrogens, they are not just hormones of reproduction. We have receptors, like little hands, all over our body, especially in our brain, especially in our heart, especially in our bones,
vagina.
and
yes,
especially.
Sorry, I thought that's where you were
my
going.
arm. I will go to sleep.
Yeah,
they're all
especially in our
over.
muscle. They're in everything, and that's why we worry about longevity. Because once those hormones are gone, we're at higher risk for osteoporosis, for cardiovascular disease, dementia.
Wow.
Because now we don't have those hormones to those receptors. Also, estrogen. But so like when you're talking about like the brain changes as estrogen is kind of starting to take a back seat, it does affect dopamine levels. It does affect serotonin. It does affect oxytocin, which is like our communal. It affects that. It affects our ability to learn new information and to keep it. So it truly, like when you say that, like you've noticed like a mental change, it truly is like, it is biology. Like the changing estrogen is affecting the different like molecule, like I don't want to get too like specific, but like it does change the neurochemical.
No, get in
and
your head.
And I'd like to say, so like I do feel like this, we're getting more and more and figuring this out. But like I'm someone who doesn't have children.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing my body was like biologically designed to contribute to the world, it hasn't done. I'm not married. I'm not any of these things. So I still, it's interesting to still be single in that phase. And what you want changes, what you're looking for changes, what you're drawn to changes.
Right.
And do you have any advice for women that are single and they're changing perimenopausal brains? And like, what the actual fuck are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
I would.
Well, and I don't know. I mean, thankfully, I've been married to an amazing man for 13 years. But,
correct. But you probably have to reinvent that also.
Yes. So I will say I love this era because you just like set really firm boundaries. I really think when you're going through these changes and you're not feeling very well, I think it really sets your tone. Like, I'm not putting up with this X, Y, and Z.
Literally.
Yeah.
Even the one I was like, P has literally nothing to offer me. Like, you change.
Yes, if it does not, if they, and we're less about like people pleasing, like, oh, he's kind of funny. Like, no, like if
definitely
not,
funnier than him.
If you're funnier than them,
walrus teeth are not funny.
So whenever I would think about, to me, like from a your nervous system, like the biochemistry, the hormones, you definitely don't want to go on a first date during like luteal PMS time.
Good to know. Yeah. That's solid.
Don't make any big decisions during that time either.
Girl, I told you about 5 years ago.
I hear
she
that
put
all the
boundaries
time.
on
Yeah,
herself.
but I agree. Like, this is not the time to like hook up, break up, go on a new date.
I don't get to make any life decisions.
No, I think
How
that's
do you
good.
pause when you want to fight? Because you know this is not the time you should be fighting.
Oh, you're a fighter. I'm not a fighter.
Oh.
Yeah. She's a fighter.
So-
I'm not.
Sometimes it's nice to just say like, especially if you cannot control your schedule, which we can't always do, in your luteal phase, and you've had a very depleting day. Sometimes it's just easy enough to just state that. Like, I am extremely depleted right now. I am going to need about 5 or 10 minutes to myself.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to set those boundaries. I set them even with
Absolutely.
my kids.
Absolutely.
Mommy's super tired. I had a long day. I need to go spend a few minutes upstairs while I'm getting changed. And like, literally, this is me breathing
gonna
through
come back.
because I am I am a kind of an introverted type person. I need to like heal, like take my deep breaths,
Yeah,
get
I
myself
need to get filled back up.
yeah, I need to fill
be
back
quiet.
up so I can
Yes.
keep pouring into my kids when I'm at home and not just be crashed out
I
on the
love
couch.
that.
So I think stating it, recognizing it, and then you need a partner that's gonna freaking support you on that.
Yeah.
And then stand by your side. So
or,
as
a
opposed
or a really good girlfriend.
or a really good girlfriend that's gonna like
Hey, do you want
help
to talk
you
to no one with me?
set
That would be
those
super
boundaries.
fun.
Yeah.
Can we not hang out together but watch the
jeez.
same show? Because
And
that's
just
what I would
voice note
like.
each other.
Yeah,
And then
That's
voice note each
basically
other.
what we
that's
do.
what
You
we
do
do
need
because
that.
I don't want to be around anyone.
But it's nice that you can help hold each other accountable too, to be like, Jess, you're not making decisions right now. Or like, to
Yeah,
but
that's a great point.
So support each other as opposed to sometimes women just tear each other. We tear ourselves down enough. We don't need to tear each other down.
Yeah, amen.
We're
But
so
to be
afraid.
like,
yeah.
why aren't you getting it together? Why aren't you going out? Why aren't you making the dinner? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't like let's just support. Like, you know what, girl, you don't have to.
You don't have
I think
to shower.
that's also why I
Take a
don't
shower.
want a man to tell me anything because I'm like, I'm in my luteal phase. Fuck you. Okay, 5-minute rant.
5-minute rant.
5-minute
Yes,
rant.
We wouldn't
You
do
go
it.
off.
No one asked you.
Literally,
What
no one
did
asked you,
nobody ask
Tiffany,
you?
but go off. What is it?
What did
is
nobody
it?
ask
So
you?
excited. I'm just going to sit back
Okay,
and
this
drink
is
my wine.
this is one that I've been thinking about for a while. So it drives me crazy, and I love my women. I think that we should always feel good. I think we should always do the things that make us happy. But I see so many that are so willing to spend money on like the newest bag, the newest phone, the newest car, the newest nails, the newest lashes. They are so willing to drop thousands of dollars on a dopamine hit, but they are not willing to spend the money to freaking take care of themselves.
Oh, girl.
Because the same medical model that takes your insurance is the same medical model that's keeping you sick. That's filling your drawers with prescriptions. That's not getting to the root cause. And you're so upset, like when people like functional medicine, my practice, other people aren't taking insurance, and you're so mad and you feel like you don't have the money for that, you don't have the time for that, you don't have the resources for that. But then you're gonna go drop another $1,000 in a new iPhone. You're getting the new Louis Vuitton bag. You're ordering a bunch of crap on Amazon that you don't really need.
Yeah.
And you'll easily drop because it's like a dopamine hit, right? Like you feel good. Like it makes you feel good for a second. But God forbid you spend a little bit of money on you to get yourself together. Make your
Take care of your insides.
midlife decade, like make it your power decade. Don't make it a crisis.
Yes.
Make it your power decade. Don't make it this thing that
Yes.
you're halfway asleep on the couch for the next 10 years.
We have to rebrand this decade.
We have
Power
to rebrand
decade.
this.
Power menopause is power decade.
Yes.
It's no longer a crisis. It is leveling up.
Yes.
And it may take a little bit of time. It may take a little bit of resources, but do it for you. Do it for your
Yes.
marriage. Do it for your kids. Demonstrate to them what it looks like to freaking take care of yourself.
In the
Show
vein
them
of that,
what it looks like.
do you think the first step that all women take that are, let's say, most of our listeners are between 32 and 44? What do we get our hormones checked? Is that what you said? Like number one.
Let's have a conversation. Number
Okay.
one, let's see where you're at.
Call
What is-
Dr. Tiffany.
What is really going on? Because I do offer the free 15-minute discovery call. Let's figure out what
What-
is honestly going on
Yes.
with you. What are your symptoms? What is happening?
Love it.
Then let's talk about hormone testing. Then let's talk about strategies for you. And then we're going to slowly implement it. It's not but the thing you have to remember, what age did you say they are?
32 to 44.
Okay, and how long do you think all of this has been happening?
A while.
10, 12
Yeah.
years, 14 years. It's a lot to unravel. So we're not going to unravel it in one session. We're not going to unravel it overnight, but we are slowly going to help you find yourself again.
Yep.
And make you the woman that you've been desiring to be, make you the wife you're desiring to be, the employee, the mom. Like I am going to
The woman.
Yeah, I'm going to pour into you so you can pour into everyone else because I know you don't want to feel that way.
I know.
We don't want you to leave.
I literally could sit here for
I literally am like, we're not
9
going to
more
unravel
hours.
it all right now.
I know,
Yeah,
which
we're
is
not.
why we're like,
But I
guess
keep
what, Tiffany, you're
finding
coming
little
back.
threads.
That's what I mean. And we kind of knew this
There's-
conversation was going to be this way. But first of all, before we end,
How do
let
people
everyone
find
know how to
you?
find
Yes.
you.
So I would love it if you hopped on my Instagram.
Yes.
I'm Optimize Her. So OPTIMIZEHER pharmacist.
Yep.
PHARMAICT.
It's
And-
always, her link is always in our show notes also.
Yes.
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 So Instagram, go follow her.
Go
and
follow her. And then in the link, you can book the 15-minute discovery call.
Yep.
And I also have my website is in the link as well if you want to check out my website and book the discovery call through there. But there
are no dumb
And I will be
questions.
on. There's no dumb questions, and I check my DMs. So like,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
absolutely.
have a question, it is not a VA, it's not a robo AI thing. It is literally
you.
Dr. Tiffany
Yeah.
will answer your questions. We'll say hi to you. We'll connect with you.
Yeah.
So please feel free to share because I do want you to feel heard. I want you to feel held, and together we're going to find the healing.
Yes.
And everyone has 15 minutes. Everyone has 15 minutes.
Best 15 minutes of your life.
Anyway.
Wait, hold on.
I'm going to drop the mic on that. And what else am I
Yeah.
going to say besides, oh, thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking.